Right on, and welcome back to the Wreckless podcast. This is Cody Storts, chef, restaurateur, all-around kind of D-bag if it happens that way. In general, we are here to talk about food, booze, and anything else you like to put in your mouth or have put in your mouth lately. And lucky enough, you've been here with us with my good friend, Niaz. And then...
I'm back.
You're back.
Round two.
Still round one, dog. There we go, man. So, and then better than yet, we have been joined by two gentlemen that are glorious enough to bring us by to try some Louis XIII. If you guys can introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, my name's Joey. I work with Remy Martin, and today I'm representing Louis XIII.
And by the way, these are beautiful bottles, guys. He's brought like the daddy of all daddy bottles, the medium bottle, and then this little baby bottle you want to like cuddle and carry, dude. You know, like a nice little animal, take home with you.
So we're here going to be out today, kind of presenting some of these brands. Well, we got the again, it's a really a rare occasion, so we're able to have these, taste, and show these around. So Young's Market is a distributor. They are our supplier, so we're out today kind of going bouncing to key accounts to show some of these brands.
Rad, man. Well, I'm blessed to know that we're a key account, first of all, here at Wreckless. This will be on the shelf coming into Christmas and December for sure. And you guys can buy me as much of it as you want when you come in and see me. I have no problems, right?
Done. Yeah, you pick up that Magnum, and I'll buy you a Christmas present.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
So we want to know. I really, personally, I mean, this is like one of those boozes that's it's the anomaly, right? It's the unicorn. Either you've had it or you haven't, or you get it or you don't. So what's the story, man? Like, enlighten me, like as if I know nothing, which I really kind of don't.
Sure. Well, I mean, first you got to start with cognac. You know,
Sure.
You know, if you don't know anything about the process, distillation or even where cognac comes from, everything starts from somewhere.
Right.
So the story, as far as I know it, it was created by the Dutch. The Dutch were kind of the first to discover it. And
That and Ebel skeevers, best two things in the planet, right?
Oh, dude, I love making those things. Those are amazing. Those my kids love them. So the Dutch were found out like the wine that they loved the best, the merchants. These guys were on their boats. The wine they loved the best they found was in France. So they were going to France and picking up this wine. As they're on their travels or going around the world, the wine would spoil. So they needed to figure out a way to preserve this wine. So what they found out is if they distilled it and they were able to preserve it. So just to back up a little bit, distillation process is basically you're making wine, and just like before whiskey becomes whiskey, it's beer.
Right.
So before cognac, it's wine. So you're making wine. They throw it in a still. They heat it up. There's different boiling points between water and alcohol. Alcohol evaporates at a lower boiling point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically the short version of how alcohol goes up. You condense it back down from its gaseous form. It comes out a liquid. So the Dutch were doing this. They figured out they could do that.
I think that's what happens to me at breakfast too. Comes in as a form, goes in as gas, and then I'm back in action. It's better that way.
So I guess.
Sorry, it had to be said.
It's way too many visuals for me right
You're
now.
welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Yeah. So they throw these in these barrels and transport them. And when they got to their destination, they'd fill it up with, they dilute it back with water to get it back to, wine essentially is what they were doing. And it was called burnt wine is what they called it. Well,
cool.
Pretty cool. So the French caught on to this, especially in the Cognac region. They caught on to this and they figured out they could distill, age their, this liquid they were making, and they started making cognac essentially. So that's the short story of how it happened.
Rad.
So
the French are responsible once again for bastardizing, stealing somebody's stuff, and making it good.
Oui.
Right, oui. Hey, I'm down. I did the same thing, right? I went to French culinary school. I get it. Right. They did it right.
Yeah, they saw something good and they ran with it, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. So we're starting at the top here. There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't want anything below this right now. We're not going to pre-taste. We're not going to do anything. We're just going for the gold and seeing how it is. I mean, you showed up with guns blazing. I'm pretty excited.
There's a lot of history here that's sitting in front of us. This is, we're talking about Louis XIII. XIII is how you say it in France, in French.
Right.
You call it Louis XIII. It's just a little more elegant to say Louis XIII. A lot of history here. So basically what we're looking at is a cognac that is a blend of over 1,200 different eau de vies.
Wow, that's a big word.
I
guarantee there's some people that don't know what that means for sure.
Eau de vie is like water of life, essentially what it translates to. And it's just a macerated distilled spirit. So it's like unaged. Think of like a grappa, if you can, what a grappa is.
Yeah, it's grappa. I've not remembered drinking a lot of grappa in my life.
It's they've gotten better.
Fire water, and you're like, wow.
They've gotten better. They've gotten better these days. So,
yeah.
I mean, similar, not grappa. Grappa is usually like stems and whatnot. So it's just wine that
What was it again? What was it called?
Distilled wine. Eau de vie.
Eau de vie.
Eau de vie.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on the back of my neck. Eau de vie. I like.
new things on this podcast.
You like that?
Yeah, I like
Whew, it's enlightening. Nobody's ever told me that before. That's good. All right, eau de vie. From there, what happened next, man? I mean,
so eau de vie. So this is a blend of over 1,200 different eau de vie.
Wow.
That's a big number. You
Yeah.
know, think about the person. There's a master blender that he has this job for 30 plus years, and his job is to make this cognac taste exactly the same. This Louis every year.
Wow.
So the biggest compliment this guy could ever get is it's perfect. It tastes exactly the same. Nothing changed. So that's a monumental task.
And he's dealing with like living things, right? I mean, these are all things that are going to evolve, and he still tries to make them taste the same year after year. So they're not
Absolutely.
So 1 year is not going to be. I mean, unlike wine, where you're like, oh, I have this vintage or this varietal in 2016, and then 2017 tastes different. And that's kind of what they're kind of going for in the same ballpark. Am I right on that one? You know, you're a wine guy, right? I mean, yeah. So with this cognac, they're going for more consistency than like watching
Absolutely.
things evolve or age.
Right. So it does. I
Didn't
mean,
know
it's
that.
a living, breathing organism. This wine, right?
Right.
So the eau de vie. So they're exactly your point. If it's 2017 tasted different than the 215, we're going to put a little of the 218 in there with some of the 1937.
Right.
You know, just
Right.
to make it balance out. That's absolutely correct.
And how many years did you say this has been being made for?
So this has been around. So we'll back up a little bit. We'll give
Cool.
you the story. So where did Louis eventually come from? So the House of Remy Martin was founded in 1724.
I bet it was
That sounds so official.
Yeah, right. I bet that was a party, man.
I'm gonna start naming shit at the house of something like
The
that.
House of Remy Martin. Well, it's still the only cognac house family owned,
Really?
and they have been, and they've been only making cognac from the beginning. So that's all they've ever done. Other bigger houses, which we won't mention,
Right.
were just made.
Screw them.
Yeah.
No, we really won't mention them.
Yeah.
So they were just making eau de vie for blending purposes. They were just selling it off to other people that were making their own cognac.
Right.
So Remy's always been in-house doing their own thing. So family, it's been around long before 1600s, but the House of Remy Martin, the cognac, 1724. So that's a long time ago.
Wow.
So
I don't think we have anything here in America, right? That's it. It's just
well, no.
No,
I mean,
right?
When was 1776?
I don't even remember
Yeah,
being
yeah.
21, more or less 17, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So where this came from, the conception was this visionary. It was this man named Manuel Remy Martin,
Right.
with my best French accent there. He was looking at these reserves. He had these family reserves sitting in their cellars, and it was like over 150-year-old cognac, all this stuff that just sits there. It's only for the family. Well, he's looking at it. He's like, I'm going to do something special. I want to commemorate this. I want to do something different. So he decides that he's going to take those casks, blend it, make this extra rare cognac, and on top of that, he's going to put it in this beautiful decanters. This is at a time.
So this is like the super group of cognacs.
Oh, yeah,
this is.
man,
This is in a
absolutely.
class of its own.
Right.
This is we've been making this for a long time. Other houses have started making
Right.
old cognac in the 1990s.
This was like
Yeah,
the
this is,
foundation.
that's not very old.
no,
Right.
Relatively
Yeah,
speaking,
yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, your old cognac is young.
yes,
Right. Cool.
So he's looking at that. Decides that when you wanted to buy spirits back in the day, you bought a barrel.
Right.
You'd put it in your bar. You'd sell people cups, mugs, whatever,
Right.
or you'd bottle it yourself and you'd sell someone a bottle. So he decided he was going to take this extra old cognac, put it in a decanter, and start selling it. So everyone thought he was nuts. They're like, "You're an idiot."
Well, he was then,
Yeah.
right?
It
I mean, he was nuts.
it was
That's
nuts.
that's
It
an
was,
idea, right?
but
I mean, it's crazy.
big risk, big rewards, right?
Absolutely.
So he does this. Within a year later, decanters are getting shipped to Singapore. 5 years later, the United States is buying them. This is a time there's no internet, there's no cell phones.
Right.
Mail took, however long a ship took to get across the country, the world, whatever. So the word spread quickly, and so it was obviously a hit. So talk about the decanter itself. It's obviously a beautiful, beautiful deal. When you look at it on the back bar, it stands out. So his vision was, they were digging in the grapes, the vineyards, and he found I don't know if it's him, a farmer, whoever, found an old flask, and the flask came from the Battle of Jarnac, which is the religious wars back in like 1500s, something like that. So there's like knights around at this time.
Right.
So he takes this thing and he models it after it. So I'll look at the decanter itself. I'll explain it. It's basically has this little dimple in here.
Yeah.
And it's basically so they have gloves on. They're on their horses. They want to drink and drive, right, when they're
Right.
on their horses. So they're
Old school drinking and driving.
Yeah.
I like it, dude.
So it has you have something to grip with.
Right.
That's why donuts have holes too, right? Just
I don't know. I think they're to keep my calories down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just so you don't drop either one of them. That's
Right.
really.
I'm saying
Some
it's
suck.
it's a
let's be
built-in
honest.
handle.
Done.
I
We're
like
gonna
it.
do Donut and Louis Wednesdays here
Yeah.
at Wreckless. You heard it.
And that's a
yeah.
cheap brunch.
Yeah.
Right? Just the donut's expensive, I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it has, so you got the handle there. These little spikes on the side, if you will, they are basically so they could wrap a rope around it and tie it on their side so they
Cool.
can carry the flask with them.
They're vast of knowledge right now.
Yeah. So this bottle, this decanter, it is an airtight decanter. See if I can get it to seal. You know.
Wow.
You can't-
So just so you guys can't see it, or if you can't over there, if you're listening, straight up just held it by the cork. I mean, you try to do that with anything else, you're going to
Yeah.
drop
I
it.
would have been
Especially
scared to do that. with
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't
It's-
have done that anyway. He's
You
the
know,
man.
it's the fleur-de-lis, if you will. It's what's on top.
Yeah.
Fleur-de-lis, which is good luck. This is 100% Baccarat crystal. I believe we commissioned Baccarat to start doing exclusive Louis bottles back in the 30s.
Yeah, they're by far the most gorgeous bottle on the freaking
absolutely
planet.
is.
Right? I mean, this thing's a piece of work. I mean, a piece of artwork, 100%.
Totally. It takes 11 people handcrafting making this. You know, they can look at these little spikes on the side and they know who did that.
That's like
Everyone's got
that's like a Roman bath for me.
Yeah.
11 people.
It's
We're in it, buddy. I'm down.
that's a bath. I'm not
Right
taking,
on. All
I'm
right,
not
well-
taking that bath.
So history-wise,
So Baccarat crystal.
Cool.
This is 24 karat gold. The top
Rad.
around it. It's just attention to detail. Everything Louis is detail, opulence, prestige, and that's absolutely what it represents. And it's it's obvious.
right on, man. Well,
Yeah.
I 100% agree, man. This, like I said, it's the unicorn. I think it's the unicorn of most booze in general, but of cognac by leaps and bounds.
Absolutely. It's it's. if
I'm
you-
more impressed by the functionality of the bottle, man. Like that.
When's the next time you're going to strap that to your side and ride a horse, homie?
But I'm just saying, in case you have to
On
get
your
away with the
motorcycle?
fucking expensive bottle of cognac.
I like that you're still whispering fuck like
I
it
don't know,
matters.
man. Like, if you need to get away on a horse with cognac, that's the bottle, man.
If you do. So the quote of the day is if you have to get away on a horse, you can carry this cognac with you.
With your cognac.
Right on. Well,
That's
hey,
the bottle.
thanks for the history, man. We're going to take a break here. The Wreckless Podcast. And when we come back, we're going to drink some Remy. Thank you very much.
Yeah.